Welcome back to another fun card. This is a crisscross card that I just learned how to do. It's an oldie but goodie, so I'm going to show you how I do it. This is the butterfly gala that I used. You can use any stamp set that you have. You need a corner rounder for this. I'm going to take a full sheet of paper and cut it at 4 1/4. So it's going to be 11 by 4 1/4, and then you're going to score both pieces at 5 1/2. You could have scored the whole sheet if you wanted to before you cut it, but I decided not to for some reason. So then you're going to put it on a diagonal from the score line to the bottom of the front of that card. And if you notice, I do it to both sides, or sorry, not both sides, both pieces of paper. You're going to put it opposite of the other one. However you did that, the one side, you're going to do the opposite at the other side, whatever the front part is. So if you notice it was upside down. Does that make sense? Look, see, when you put it together, it's going to look like this, like that. See? That's what you're going to want to do. And I used, oh, here we go. This is a piece of DSP. It's 5 by 4, and it's double-sided. You'll want to use a designer series paper that is double-sided because you're going to use both sheets. Wow, I can't talk again. Blah, blah, blah. Then you're going to cut it at a diagonal, not score it. You're going to cut it from point to point. Kind of figure out how you want it on your paper because it does matter how you cut it. Okay, so then you're going to take your two-way Tombow glue, and or whatever adhesive you have. I like the two-way Tombow glue, and you're going to stick it on, but don't put it on the score line. Put it right below the score line. Otherwise, it's not going to close very well. So you're going to put it on top like that, and this stuff dries pretty fast. And then you're going to kind of figure out how you're going to want your paper on there. So that's why it's double-sided, right? You don't have to use double-sided, but it's easier to use double-sided patterned paper. And this is a coordinating paper that Stampin' Up! Has. And you'll just glue that on or adhere it however you want. I don't recommend a lighter tape. Something that's strong enough because what we call kind of a 3D card. Make sure you put it on the right side because while I was filming that, I had to correct myself. I was almost put it on the wrong side of the paper, and that would be disastrous because it wouldn't fit on my card. So put some tear and tape or glue. I don't suggest glue for this part actually. Use some tear and tape. It's double-sided tape that you have, and put it at the bottom of that inside. Then you're going to go all the way onto the flap that's going to go over it. And you're only going to go about 1.5 inches up that corner, just like that. And peel it away and press it down. All right, you're done with that. Now for the decorating the outside. I used the Butterfly Gala stamp set, and I used my Stamparatus because I am in need of assistance, obviously. My ink pad wasn't as juicy as it usually is. And I gave my other pad away so that a friend could use it. So watch. This is why I like the Stamparatus. What? Oh my goodness. Do you see that? I know I'm not in frame. Again, this happens all the time. And this is why I just re-inked it. You don't have to re-ink it, but I did just because it's not as juicy, like I said. But see, look. Ta-da! Lovely. So I'm going to put the insides of my butterflies, the little body part on there. And let me just wipe that off there so it doesn't get on anything. So I just flipped this plate over, and I'm going to put the little bodies on there. Ta-da! Get them on there. Hurry up. They kept sticking to my fingers. the little pieces of photopolymer stamp was sticking. All right, so I flipped it over. Deja vu. And stamped it, inked it, and then just stamped it down. Look at all that ink all over. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch that out. You don't have to use a stamp set with a punch. You can use your die cuts if you have a die cut machine. You can use whatever you want. This was just quick. Punches are quick for me. I love my punches. Anything that coordinates with a stamp and has a punch with it, I'm like all about it. I just instantly purchase it because that's just how I am. I love these. I love those punches. All right, I'm going to use the Hello Beautiful. Hello Beautiful. Why, thank you very much. And I'm just going to use my Stamparatus again. So I'm using my Memento ink pad, which you can also get from Stampin' Up. And I place it on, there we go. That corner piece right there is not Stampin' Up. That's something I got off Amazon, but I love it. It comes with a couple of those. All right, so I'm punching it out with one of my Stampin' Up punches. And fold it up, put it away. All right, now to the coloring part. So I'm using, this is great. This is another thing you can use your Stamparatus for, is you can take the plates off and you can use it with different mediums and stuff. So obviously anything that would eat plastic you wouldn't want to use with it, because that would be sad and you'd ruin your plate. But here I am using the Purple Posy light Purple Posy blend. This is an alcohol marker that you must use with Memento ink. That's my recommendation. Then I use the dark Highland Heather. I know what I'm mixing it up a little bit. Because they're two purples, and I just liked the way it looked together, and I'm just, outlining because you don't know, that's why I'm telling you. And I'm outlining the lines on there with that darker color. Now I'm using a light Flirty Flamingo for our little butterfly. Now they don't have the pink that goes with that paper, so the light worked really well. Oh, and this is a Stampin' Right marker. Because I put the little body too high, I just kind of fixed it with that. I love that Stampin' Right marker because it's for journaling, but I like to use it for like the intricate parts, like if I'm not using my Stamparatus, and I can take that and fill in the lines or do whatever, a little drawing or things like that. So I put that down with a dimensional, that Hello Beautiful, and then I'm also putting down the butterfly. And you've seen me do this trick before where I only put the dimensionals on part of it so that it will stick to the pressed part that's already up. Does that make sense? Not pressed part. The dimensional part, because that Hello Beautiful has dimensionals underneath it, and if I was to put it on the bottom of the wings, it would pop it up and it would make it look really weird. So I think I put that down with a tiny dimensional. And then now I'm doing the inside of the card. This is 5 1/4 by 3 3/4, the big piece, and then the top portion I'm doing with the corner rounder. And then the white piece is 4 It's 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And then I'm going ahead and corner rounding the top. You don't have to use these colors. You can use whatever colors you have. I like to have white just because I want to write a message. This is great for a gift card. I made this for not this one, but I'll show at the end. I made one for my dad. And I put a gift card in there. So now you're going to snail this down. Okay, here's my recommendation. I'm doing something against what I usually do, but because I'm using my Stamparatus, I went ahead and did it anyways. Always, always stamp your piece before you put it on your additional, like your matte piece or your card, because if you mess up, you can flip it over. I'm all about, hiding your mistakes, right? Just flip it over, it's fine. And it's paper. All right, I didn't like where I had the butterfly, so I stuck it over there. But now that I look at it, I kind of liked it where it was originally, but I don't know. And I put those little gems. Stampin' Up! Sells those little gems. What are they called? They're called basic jewel rhinestones. Okay, so I looked at here's another reason why I put it on the white piece on the card before I stamped it, was I put it inside of my card to see what I wanted to have poking out. And I liked what this said. And it says, "You've been on my mind." So I stamp it in the Memento ink again. I didn't use that many ink colors, but I have all the ink colors because I love them. And they match everything that I use, which is really handy. All right, so that's going to be poking out. That's what the person who sees this is going to see before they open the card. So this little butterfly is so cute, but I wanted to stamp it off. I did not want that to be a bright pink. I wanted just to be a hint. So I took a scrap piece and I went ahead and made it a second generation is what it's called. And I put it down. I thought that it looked pretty. I liked it. I wanted it to look like it was coming down and not coming down, like it was coming out of the card. And I think I achieved that. So it's all done. You could do more if you wanted to. You can make it however you want. Here's an example of some of the other ones I did. I used some, that's the one I made for my dad. This is the one I made for my dad. Isn't it? His birthday is actually today, so he'll be receiving that. Isn't that awesome? So cool. And I made that during a Zoom call with my friends. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe this video, and you can do some shopping at my store if you'd like. I'll leave a link below and everything that I use. All right, thanks. Bye.